Okay, so I'm doing a video that's a little different than what I normally do, but I don't know. I just wanted to put it out there because I've had some thoughts on this whole thing. Now, when I say this, I am a casual hip hop fan. I listen to all different kinds of music. Like my favorite music growing up was like alt rock, alternative rock. For anybody that understands, but that was my favorite kind of music listening when I was growing up. But I was listening to all different kinds of music, and now this is the thing. This is my thing. When it comes to Eminem, Eminem has some decent songs that I like. All right, don't listen to him much, but I do like some of his music. Like I remember a time when the movie 8 Mile came out, which is, in my opinion, one of it's. No, I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna say this. It's my favorite hip hop related movie that I like. Sometimes I'll still go back and watch it. Like, it's a really good movie. And Lose Yourself. I mean, I remember that song like word for word, like everything. So whenever it came on, man, I was rapping to it and everything. Like, it was a really great song. But when it comes to Eminem's music, I don't like. I have to be in a certain mood. I have to be in a certain vibe to listen to his music, and I'm almost never in that vibe. Very rarely, like, people will listen to music, and I'll listen to Eminem. Now, I do gotta say this: I'm from Camden, New Jersey, so I mean, I'm around like a lot of hood niggas, and or so to speak. And I gotta tell you this: I've never heard anybody playing Eminem in their car. I've never heard anybody when they talk about rap music talk about Eminem. Now, there was one time, and this is the only time I've heard anybody in a social setting listening to Eminem. I had this barber I used to go to, and I went to his shop one day, and he was listening to the Eminem, what is it, Relapse or Revival? Relapse? I think it was Relapse or Revival. It was one of those, something like that. And he was talking about how this was a real rap album. But I've never really heard anybody else. Like, I've never walked down the street and heard somebody blasting a new Eminem single or anything like that. I don't hear people talking about Eminem. To be honest, the only time I'm hearing anybody on the internet talking about Eminem is when he drops a new diss track, or if he's, if there's somebody that's discussing the whole Lord Jamar thing. Okay, now these are my thoughts on Eminem, real quick. I think Eminem is an incredibly talented rapper. I think his ability to hold on a second. All right, sorry about that. Back to what I was saying. I think that he's an incredible rapper. I think his ability to pretty much string words together is, it's not impossible because there's so many people that can do it. But I think that the thing that made Eminem popular and the thing that made him famous was the energy that he brought with his ability to rap. And I think that he was incredibly animated. When I used to watch his music videos when I was a kid, and I gotta say this, when I was a kid, that song "Stan," I mean, I don't know what it was about it, but I really did like it. I loved that song when I was a kid. I mean, I was like less than 10. Well, no, not less than 10. I was around like maybe 11, 10, somewhere around there. Probably younger, but I can't remember. But that song "Stan," man, like it just, if I had to think about one Eminem song I liked, it was "Stan." Now, me saying all this, and I'm just saying this because I want people to understand I am not an Eminem hater. Now, here's where I get to my criticism of Eminem. I think Eminem is an incredibly insecure person. I think that he is unbelievably petty. For somebody to be as famous as he is, he has an incredible petty streak. Like, I guess he has some words between him and Moby, and it kind of got heated. I mean, Moby, like, y'all not even the same genre. I think you can get the Eminem, and in this interview, Lord Jamar, because I just want to watch a certain piece of it, but Lord Jamar says that I live in Eminem's head. Everybody lives in Eminem's head. Anybody that has anything to say about Eminem lives in his head. everybody. This dude, he listens to so much criticism. It's like LeBron James. LeBron says that he doesn't listen to the haters no more. That's not true. He built his entire career on trying to shut the haters up. He built his entire career on trying to turn the people that didn't like him into his supporters. He built his entire career on it. It fucked with him when people did not like him for whatever reason. If people criticized his game or whatever. That's how I feel about Eminem. Eminem hates it. He hates people hating him. And I believe it has something to do with his insecurities about him growing up and when he eventually became a rapper. I mean, he was a white rapper. So it's like, I don't know. It's kind of like childhood insecurities mixed with white rapper insecurity. Because he shits on a lot of white rappers who I don't hear, if anything, they looked up to the guy. But he shits on people. Like, he shits on these guys. And when I listened to the, what was it? The MGK diss track. I forgot what the name of the fucking song. It was so long ago. I forgot what it was, what the name of it was. But, Rap Devil. That's what it was. But, when MGK came out with that song and he was actually talking about some real shit about his somewhat affiliations with Eminem and how Eminem tried to blackball him from just the rap game, like how he tried to stop his money, he tried to prevent this guy from actually making a living. I don't know if it's true, but it sounds like some shit that Eminem would do. Eminem is an incredibly petty person. Like, if you just listen to his lyrics in some of these fucking diss tracks, he is petty. He hates when people talks about him in a negative fashion. And it doesn't matter who the fuck you are, man. You could be a 60-year-old actor. If you say, I don't like Eminem music, he'll make a diss track about you. Like, he makes diss tracks about everybody. Like, everybody lives in this guy's head. And it comes from insecurity. Now, I'm going to start the video because like, I was talking so much about what I liked about the guy's career and what I don't, not that I don't like, but what I noticed about him and his character. He seems like an incredibly petty and insecure person. And you don't even have to look at much. Just listen to his music. Listen to his music. This dude has so many mommy issues. And I don't want to say mommy issues like I'm trying to downgrade this guy's experiences as a kid, because it sounded like he went through some pretty fucked up shit that kind of warped his view of the world and kind of. But there was also a stint where this dude had a massive racist streak that people like are so quick to ignore it, but it's fine. But I mean, this dude has some serious issues, man, and I think that he hasn't dealt with them. He hasn't dealt with them, and now he's just growing up this bitter old guy that doesn't like being disrespected by people he feels like he's better than. But if you're better than them, like, why you got to make 100 fucking diss tracks? And this apparently is the best time for him. Like he's putting out some of his best music apparently, but his music isn't about anything pertaining to his life. His music is about dissing motherfuckers that talk shit about him. And one thing that Lord Jamar says in his video, or says repeatedly, is that people don't relate. Black people don't really relate to Eminem. That is very true. I can't think of one person that will seriously vouch for some of the shit that Eminem says, man. Like, I mean, he talked about his dad being a cross-dresser and all this other shit, and his mom being a hoe. That's kind of like, that's pretty, that's, what do you call it? That's pretty relatable. There you go. Sorry, I almost fucked that up. But that's pretty relatable. But let's just get to the video, man. I'm just trying to get out as much as I possibly can about my thoughts on the guy. But let's go. And I'm gonna try not to use too much of this video, but I just want to hear like the little portion that he talked about.
Not that I'm aware of. As the stepdad. Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, featuring
I thought stepdad was much better. He said, I'm a ticking time bomb, all cause this motherfucker who sticks his dick in my mom.
His rendition of that song is hilarious, man. Because it sounds like Eminem at his most animated. Like, Like when people make fun of the way Eminem raps, like it's funny because that's how he sounds. Like seriously, from a casual fan, that's how he sounds. That's how his music sounds. Like I think his rap style, like in his earlier music, it was so weird. It just didn't seem like some shit that like little kids from the hood would be into. Like it just didn't seem like that, man. I don't know. He just has the weirdest rap voice that I've heard. Like when we're talking about like not some goofy ass rapper. I'm talking like I'm not talking like Biz Markie or somebody. I'm talking like really goofy but gritty raps. But it's just his rap voice, man. It's just I don't know. It sounds like this, like Chris D'Elia's impersonation of Eminem's rap style, and this right here, his impersonation of this song. But let's get to it.
Mm-hmm. All right, go ahead. You want to talk about the other song? All right, go ahead.
Right. Well, the song is "I Will," featuring Crooked I, Royce the 5'9", and Joel Ortiz. It was almost like Slaughterhouse.
Yeah, but no Joe Button, so
yeah, reunion without Joe
short
Button.
of a Slaughterhouse.
Right, and you know, him and Eminem have their own set of issues, which I'm not going to touch on. But Crooked I, Royce, and Joel didn't say anything about you. But then it gets to the Eminem part.
Now don't sit here. I know what he said. Okay, don't sit here and try to go read his fucking lyrics for him. Okay, I know what this bitch ass said. Okay, and what? I'm still unscathed. Guess what? Motherfuckers still ain't listening to that in the hood.
Real shit. And this is what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't hear people bumping Eminem. Like, I still go to Camden from time to time to visit some of my family. And I don't hear people bumping Eminem. Like, when people I know have parties, I don't hear them blasting Eminem songs. Like, I just don't hear it. Like, I don't hear it. Like, the only time I actually see black people getting into Eminem music is when they're on the internet reacting to his new songs or whatever. Like, that's it. That's it. I don't hear people in the hood in their comfortable environment listening to this nigga. He's just not relatable. Now, everybody goes through struggles. Everybody deals with family issues. I'm not saying that that's not relatable. I'm just saying his music isn't something that reaches black youth. Like, his music isn't something that black youth picks up and be like, you know what? This song was the realest song. I could feel this shit in my bones. Like, sometimes they say shit about, like, other artists' music. Like, I don't hear people saying shit like that. I didn't see shit like his music was not relatable to me when I was a kid. And I loved music. His music was not relatable to me. Like, when I listen to an Eminem song, I don't be like, oh, this is hitting home for me. I never said that. And I don't know anybody else in my 31 years of being alive. I don't know anybody else that actually listens to his music and say, you know what, this nigga's hitting on something that I feel it. I've never heard it. Never heard it. Now, he did put out a song about one of his people that passed. I think his Proof was his name. And obviously Eminem puts out some music that people can really relate to, like about grief. But those are universal things that every fucking body, even if you don't like hip-hop music, everybody goes through that shit. Everybody deals with something like that. That is a universal thing. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the struggles of being a black teen, the struggles of being discriminated against, the struggles of being put in a box and fucking like societal restrictions. Like, he don't really speak to nothing like that makes me think, all right, this dude understands what it's like to understand what it is to be me or be people that I know. Eminem never comes across as that, and this is what Lord Jamar is saying. But people like to say he's a hater. And it's not hating. Like, when you're not, and this is the point I try to make about everybody that I talk about that gets overglorified, and anytime you make a criticism, they want to fucking bash you about it. Like with Zion Williamson. Anytime you don't say anything that's remotely, remotely flattering, you're considered a hater. You're considered butthurt and all this other shit. And that's not the case. That's not the case. Sometimes criticism can be it could be more useful or as useful as praise. Sometimes criticism makes you better. But Eminem is not the kind of guy that takes criticism lightly. And for some guy that's so insecure about who he is and his position in the state of rap, he sure does bring down his own counterparts like fucking Token, MGK, fucking some other white rappers. Like he goes out of his way to tell even some of the lesser known white rappers and talk shit about them as a way, I guess, putting himself over them. Like he has a very, very obvious superiority complex. But he's so riddled with fucking insecurities. I mean, he's just like a walking contradiction. And that's a problem. That's when it becomes a problem. Like, his insecurities aren't a problem. His insecurities, I mean, everybody has insecurities. His insecurities aren't the problem. But when you're bashing other people and you're trying to fucking come at somebody else's neck, that's when it's a problem. Especially people that really don't talk about him in that fashion. Like, I really don't hear white rappers coming at Eminem neck like that. I really don't. And when MGK came at Eminem, one, I thought it was a way for him to get his name out there. And to be honest, that MGK rap song was probably his best work in his entire career. But the things he said on it was what make me remember that song even more, is because he said this dude blackballed me because of what I said about his daughter. And it's not like what he said about his daughter was disrespectful. I mean, I'm pretty sure his daughter Haley is very attractive. She has a bunch of guys that fucking look at her in that attractive manner. But because MGK came out and said it publicly, you had a problem with it. Your daughter is a woman, bro. Like, she's going to get interest from dudes, man. Like, it is what it is. I hate niggas that do that. Don't look at my daughter. Like, if your daughter's underage and you got niggas that's like 17 or 18 or 20 or some shit like that staring at your daughter, that's different. That's different. Like when she's like 13 and they're looking at her. 16 and they're looking at her. She's not of age, but I mean, when she gets to that age, and I'm pretty sure Haley is at that age now, man, like, you can't be mad about that, bro. Like, that's life. Like, when you look at women and you want to fuck a girl, man, like, you ain't thinking about, oh, shit, what her daddy think about that? And most of these niggas don't. Niggas that be like, that's my daughter, though. Yeah, but you fucking somebody else's daughter. You trying to fuck somebody else's daughter, most likely you're not going to take her seriously. Like, I don't know. It's just like being a parent is almost hypocritical by nature, but it is what it. Let's finish this.
Nobody came to me in the hood and was like, "Yo, I just heard this Eminem song where he went at you." No, they got to read about it on media takeout and shit like that. Because again, my point is proven. Nobody listens to your fucking shit.
And I think people are starting to listen to Eminem more now, because people like Lord Jamar and other people like that are bashing him so fucking much, and they got to do it, I guess, out of pride or something like that. Because I'm pretty sure the niggas that are riding for Eminem right now aren't even listening to his fucking music, man. Like, that's the funny thing. Like, these niggas that's coming out in support of Eminem don't even listen to his fucking music on a regular basis. They just don't. I know they don't, man. Like, alright.
So I'm chilling right now. You could talk about me a million times. See what it is? I figured out I live rent-free inside Eminem's fuck.
Like everybody else. Anybody that says anything bad about Eminem lives in his head.
Brain. I got squatters' rights in that bitch. Okay? And might I say, it's fucking filthy in there. Okay? He talks about, yeah, I'd be cleaning the sinks for Rakim and all of this. Yeah, you know what? We clean our fucking houses, you fucking filthy piece of trailer park shit. Like, we clean our fucking houses. Cleanliness is next to godliness. I'd be glad to clean the house of hip-hop sink or whatever the fuck you thought you was disrespecting me by saying that. Yeah, your trailer park is filthy. And it's filthy inside your fucking brain. But I'm in here.
And I can say this with certainty. I believe Eminem has some serious psychological issues which I don't want to call anybody stupid, but for people that don't understand what he's saying, he's pretty much saying that he has a lot of psychological issues that Eminem has probably never dealt with, never talked to anybody about, never tried to work through, especially issues with his parents, issues with his upbringing. Like when you look at the movie 8 Mile, which again, I say this is still one of my favorite hip hop related movies. It highlighted the issues that he had with his parentage growing up and the circumstances that he had to deal with. And I'm not saying that movie is a 100% accurate or an accurate depiction of his childhood, but I gotta say that I think that it's like a look inside of the mind of Eminem and some of his deep-seated issues that he has with his mother, and a lot of issues that he have with his skin color. Well, not skin color. I don't know. His ethnicity and his position in his profession. Because I think even on Eminem's best day, his best album does not beat the best album of somebody else that's more relatable. Real shit. It just doesn't. And I believe he believes that. He believes that I could put out the best project I ever put out. But if somebody that's more relatable put out their best project, my shit won't get listened to. And that's the insecurities of a lot of white rappers, that they won't get the chances that black rappers get. And and I only say white rapper, man, because that's just the common phrase that, we use for that. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it, man. That's pretty much all he had to say. That's all I had to add to that. I just wanted to get some of my thoughts out on this, man, because this shit's been going on for so long. And I've been writing so many fucking comments trying to explain to people why this situation is even happening. But people, they live in their own delusion, and no matter how much information you try to give them based on your perspective, I don't know, I guess they never really come to terms with the truth, I guess. And I'm not saying what I'm saying is 100% fact. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I've seen and I've talked to, and I know what it is to be very insecure. So I can spot it, like just by listening to people talk, just by the work they do, just by the way they carry themselves, the mannerisms, the way they look. I can spot the shit. And Eminem is very insecure. But that's it, man. I'm done.